Hi everyone, my name is Tracy and this is my presentation of my community in words and pictures. Today I'm going to share a little bit with you about Lancaster, Pennsylvania. For today's presentation we're going to focus on the entire county because as you're about to learn it is very diverse. So here's some pictures to kind of show you the differences. A little bit of history as far as the county goes, and of course I've had to have a picture of the Amish. I think when people hear Lancaster County, that's immediately what their mind goes to. On the bottom right hand side we have a picture of a covered bridge. We're also very popular for all of our covered bridges, and that attracts a lot of tourists each year. In the center there we have Lititz, which was recently voted the coolest small town in the country. And then we also have Lancaster City, and then just a picture of a nice suburban home too. Demographics for Lancaster County in 2017, the population was 542,903. We have 84.6% of our adults have graduated high school. People under the age of 65 without health insurance is 11.1%. We have 47,876 companies within the county, and we are home to 31,537 veterans. Demographics continued. White is our largest population at 82.4, followed by Hispanic or Latino at 10.2, Black or African American at 5%, Asian at 2.3, two or more races at 2%, American Indian and Alaska Native at 0.4, and Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islander at 0.1%. And the majority of our population, of course, is the adults 18 to 64 at 59%, under 18 at 23.9%, and persons over 65 at 17.1%. The majority is females at 51% and males at 49%. Median household income is $59,237. Per capita income is $28,152, and we have 10.7% of our population living in poverty. Median housing values are at $191,400, and we have a total of 206,308 housing units in the county. Here's a nice graph that I think lays out all the religions represented within the county. So you can see there that orange is Lancaster County, the medium blue color is the state of Pennsylvania, and then the very lightest color is United States. So 49.9% of people in Lancaster County do consider themselves to be religious. The interesting thing I found was about 2/3 of the way down there where it says LDS, which is Latter-day Saints or Mormon. We actually have a higher representation in Lancaster County than they do in the entire country. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And of course we have a variety of other religions that you can see here represented throughout the county. Next we have our crime. The crime index here, it shows you 1 to 100, with 1 being the least amount of crime. You can see here property and violent crime. Violent crime is composed of murder and non-negligent manslaughter, forcible rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. The U.S. average for violent crime is 31.1%, and Lancaster County is at 34%. Property crime, burglary, larceny, motor vehicle theft, and arson, and the U.S. average is 38.1, and then again Lancaster County is at 34. The top 50 employers in Lancaster County are listed here. Lancaster General is our top employer, but you also see it there at number 28, Lancaster General Medical Group. There's kind of a thing here in Lancaster County where if LGH doesn't own it, then they're part of it, which I think is very true. They're really ingrained in the community, which I think is a great thing. I know personally at my job, they are one of our largest partners, and they've done a lot in the community to really improve health. They've put a lot of initiatives in place, and a lot of things focusing on those who can't afford or low-cost health care. A lot of community centers and things like that. So they have really been great for in this county. You also see a variety of other employers represented. Several school districts are on this list, as well as some colleges that I'm getting ready to go over here in a second, and a variety of other employers. Colleges in Lancaster County, I think Millersville is probably the most popular one. but we're also home to Franklin and Marshall, Pennsylvania College of Art and Design, Lancaster Bible College, Elizabethtown College, and Thaddeus Stevens and College of Technology, which was recently voted the 3rd top technology college in the nation. This is a sad page. I didn't have a lot to put on. As far as sports go, we don't have a lot of professional sports. There's a lot of rec leagues and a lot of those kind of sports. But as far as professional, we do have minor league Lancaster Barnstormers. Another thing is we have Nook Sports. If you're not familiar, Nook Sports is the largest indoor sports complex in North America, and it is also home to the USA field hockey team, which has been pretty cool to have in our backyard. Something else unique to Lancaster that I wanted to spotlight were all of the nonprofits. This is just a tiny glimpse of a very large list. There are 3,696 nonprofits in Lancaster County, which is good and bad. It's great to have that community support and have such a large nonprofit representation. It's bad when you're all going for the same grant money. But nonprofits are such a big part that you'll see there in the middle the Extraordinary Give. And that was created about 4 years ago by the Lancaster County Commission, and they decided that they wanted to give back to all of the nonprofits and have one day where everybody could just give. Last year, in November of 2017, they raised $8,636,084 for nonprofits throughout Lancaster County. And over the 4 years that they've been doing this, they've raised over $30 million. As you can see with the nonprofits, there's a variety, everything from pets to farms to bikes to music and everything in between. So I just think it's a great reflection of our community here. Here is a map of the community, so you can see the state of Pennsylvania, and in red there is Lancaster. If you're not familiar with Lancaster, you may have heard of Philadelphia or Harrisburg. So the map to the right shows you where we are in correlation to them, and then all the roads that kind of come into our county. For the last part, I want to talk about the Good Community Assessment. I have always loved my community, and I've always felt very safe. So going through this process was great because not only did I learn some things that I didn't know, but it also confirmed my feeling about it being a good community. So I took a couple of the good community points that were in the article, and I just chose a few of them and went through. So as far as safety, ranking 34 on the crime scale made me feel really good. It's a 31 average for violent crime and a little bit higher for nonviolent crime in the state. So we're kind of right there in the middle, and I really feel good about that. Goods and services, public transportation access, I think is huge. As you saw, we have urban and rural populations, and the public transportation in Lancaster County has been working hard to make sure that everybody has access. Now, of course, it doesn't get into some of the nooks and crannies way out there, but they have been expanding that and trying really hard to make sure that there's busing or some sort of transportation for everyone. Also, a variety of goods at ranges of cost. So there's everything from the traditional supermarkets and chain stores down to farmers markets, and you can get things fresh, and there's things literally being sold right down the street. So I think people have access to a lot of good things. Relationships throughout the county, I think, are good, particularly individual neighborhoods. There's a lot of smaller towns within Lancaster County that do a lot to really support each other, and I feel people in those neighborhoods feel very closely connected. The commonality of values and goals. So we have a lot of values, like the nonprofit, for example. I mean, raising $8 million in 24 hours for the nonprofits, I think right there really shows that there's that commonality among people in our community. But we have different ways to get people together and to focus on different things. We have First Friday. We also have Third Friday and Fourth Friday, depending on your town. We have a summer concert series at different parks where people can come for free and listen to different kinds of music, bring a picnic lunch, and socialize. We have fall fairs. There's a fair for pretty much every school district, and they coordinate them so they're not conflicting with each other. So almost every weekend during the fall, you can go to a different fair. Again, really great to get out and see the community. Extraordinary Give, which I mentioned. We have Open Streets, which is a day in May where Lancaster City shuts down a portion of all of the streets and invites vendors and community organizations to provide free activities for families in Lancaster. And then, of course, New Year's celebrations are always a pretty big deal around here. Lastly, I spotlighted the homogeneous and heterogeneous. The whole rural versus urban and the diversity in our population, I think it's great because there's enough diversity that you don't feel like everything's cookie cutter, but not so much diversity that you don't feel that there's not a place for you in the community. And I think people, for the most part, are really respectful of other people's values and opinions, and they are able to get along really well within the community. So I would say, as far as Lancaster County goes and the good community assessment, I would say it's a good community. I was really pleased that the research and the things that I found really verified my initial thoughts. So I'm going over my 10 minutes, so I'll go ahead and wrap this up. I will leave you guys with just a couple more pictures of different towns and areas around our county, and then the reference page. So I look forward to seeing everybody else's presentation, and good luck this semester. Bye.